Hi there, J3 here and welcome back. In this video, we're going to talk about the first skill of giving so that you can keep on giving abundantly.
The first skill that you have to develop is to give with self-respect, meaning when you give, you shouldn't hurt or devalue yourself, because if you do, that would decrease your ability to give more in the future. In airplane safety cards, there is a part in the emergency instructions that in the event that the oxygen masks need to be worn, you should first secure yourself before helping out others. What's the reason? If you don't get enough oxygen yourself, you might pass out, and so the people who need your help won't be able to get help from you. It's the exact same thing when it comes to money. Do not give away money you can't afford to give away. Otherwise, you will also suffer. Having money doesn't mean you can afford to help out your brother or cousin or some relative or friend. You have to prepare for your future as well. So while it's important to share your blessings, you also have to set limits to the amount of money you give away. So here's a guideline on how much money you can really afford to give away depending on what stage you're in the game of wealth. First, the stage of the quicksand for people who are buried in debts. Your limit is 1% of your income. That is the maximum you can afford to give away. This 1% is to symbolize that no matter how poor you are, you can still afford to be generous in your money. If you want to give more, just be giving in terms of moral support. Because you're in the stage of the quicksand, you're buried in debts. You're the one that needs help. You are part of the charity. So help yourself first before helping others. Next, for those in the stage of burdens, people who don't have enough income to support their present needs. The limit is 10% of your income, not more than that. Also, you need to let your provider, the person supporting you, know that you're giving money, because after all, it is their money you're giving away. At this stage, the best way to express your generosity is to earn more income so that you can give away your money and not another person's. A special note for parents here. Teaching your children about generosity is important. However, don't do it with money because children don't know the value of money yet. If you want to instill the values of sharing, start it with their toys. To a child, a toy is more valuable than money. So don't teach the child to give money. Instead, teach them to give away their toys. Okay, next stage, the stage of independence. The limit here is not more than the amount you invest for your future expenses. Example, if you're setting aside money for your retirement at the amount of 3,000 pesos per month, then the maximum you can give to charity is also 3,000 pesos per month. If you're not investing for your future, but you want to keep giving to charity, then you also have to increase the amount you invest for your future also. Do not give away all of your excess to charity, because the moment the income stops, whether that's because of retirement or because of an emergency, you will become the charity. So before we continue, I have a special message to our dear OFWs. Do not compensate your distance from your loved ones with money. Do not shower them with gifts and other unnecessary items for entertainment. Because if you keep on spoiling the ones you care about, you'll never be able to come home for good. What will happen is that you'll end up working all your life away in another country for money. But in the end, you'll still be poor, and your children will learn from your example. They will also go to another country for better opportunities and leave behind their family. Don't teach your children the wrong thing about how to live life. The best way to compensate your distance is to work on ways on how you can come home for good. Work on your investments. Work on other forms of earning money. Instead of buying an iPhone, attend a business seminar or buy books about investing. Work towards coming home for good. Your presence is the best gift that you can give to your family. So with that, let's move on to the next stage, the stage of security. Well, your limit is similar to the previous stage with one tiny addition. The amount you can give is not more than what you are investing for your future and your businesses. Meaning, if you are investing 3,000 pesos for your future and then another 2,000 pesos for your business, then the maximum that you can give is, this time it's 5,000 pesos. Okay? The next, for those in the stage of freedom, your limit is none. You can give all that you want. If you notice here, the higher you are in the game of wealth, the less limits you have when it comes to giving. This is the bigger picture of why you should strive to move up in the game of wealth, so that your ability to help others becomes unbounded, unlimited. Okay, next. Do not follow the poor beggar's charity. In the Bible, there is a famous story about charity, and it goes like this. As Jesus looked up, he saw the rich putting their gifts into the temple treasury. He also saw a poor widow put in 2 very small copper coins. Truly, I tell you, he said, this poor widow has put in more than all the others. All these people gave their gifts out of their wealth, but she, out of her poverty, put in all she had to live on. If you look at this passage alone, it would be as if saying that you should give all your wealth away in order to get the favors of God. But this is just one among the many teachings of Jesus. For example, in Luke 20 verse 19 to 26, Jesus talks about paying taxes. Give to Caesar what is due to Caesar, and give to God what is due to God. In Timothy 1 verse 5 to 8, it is said, if anyone does not provide for his relatives, and especially for members of his household, he has denied the faith and is worse than a non-believer. In these 2 cases, the Bible clearly talks about doing what's right with your money. You don't give everything away you have, you pay taxes, you provide for the future of your family as well. Would you really help out a charity if your child's education is not yet secured? That's not generosity, that is a responsibility. Being generous is not an excuse to be poor. Aim to be wealthy so you can be more generous. But in order to become wealthy, you have to know your limits. Give it your all, but give with self-respect.
And that's the first skill to be truly abundant in your giving. In the next video, you'll learn about the second skill. See you there!